Sometimes you just need a good laugh, a good cry, even a good scream. I was seeing these sort of primal, very sort of human emotions coming through as I was meditating on your sign, Capricorn. And even though you're very grounded, and that wouldn't be normally something that I would see, there was intensity that I saw with you, even like stormy sea sort of energy. And what's important here is to allow the emotions to get out. Find a channel, whether it's artistic, whether it's legitimately talking to someone, maybe exercise, some way, shape, or form, the energy needs to come through. And it can include what I just talked about earlier, a good laugh, a good cry. Maybe not the screaming, but unless you're on a roller coaster or something, it just needs to come out. So don't hold back. That's actually the first message. Because when you contain energy that needs to be expressed, it finds another way. Sometimes it finds a way through like an argument. Sometimes we get sick or get a rash or something, but somehow that energy is going to express itself. Why not use it in a productive way? And allow yourself to also, when you kind of like process the emotions and get to the bottom of it, you can also avoid that intensity from kind of having to happen again. So, honor it, express it, and then when you're on the other side, it's like the rainbow at the end of the storm. And there's something beautiful waiting for you in that rainbow. It could be an opportunity. It could be just the understanding that you are stronger than you anticipated. But whatever it is, let it out, let it go, express it. And this is going to help you level out and see what's on the horizon. Because this too shall pass. That's the other message. Whatever it is that you're dealing with, whatever responsibility, whatever emotions that might be coming up to the surface, whatever stormy weather you might be dealing with, figuratively speaking, the storm will pass, okay? Let's take a look at this end of month checkpoint. Next month we'll do it a little bit sooner, but as many of you know, I've been in my own sort of life changes. I had to leave my old apartment and I'll be traveling to another country around this time next month. So I will get the next round of videos out earlier. I just needed some time to ground myself and get everything in the right direction. So with that being said, let's say hello to my little assistant, Apollo. Hey buddy. Yes, we're talking about you. He's like, Dad, I need to do a quick stretch first and rearrange. All right, now we're gonna shuffle the cards. It's good to see all of you. All right, please take a moment and close your eyes. Imagine that the sun is shining directly overhead, that if there's any sort of heavy thoughts or energies, you're just gonna let it go. Welcome in angels, spirit guides, and ascended masters. And let's look at the past, present, and future energies first, and we'll go from there. Okay, so far so good. Let's start off with the energy from the past. So this has been a busy, productive, and almost sort of dizzying month for some of you. The Eight of Wands often is illustrated like rockets going through the air, and it can just be discombobulating. Give yourself a chance to slow down, celebrate the progress that you've made, and also if you've been wondering, can I do it? Can I still, accomplish something before this month is up? Absolutely. This is a great energy to come marching in and help you out. It's like the wind beneath your sails. So now is the time to take action. Also celebrate the progress that you've done, and if there's anything that you want to set into motion, do it before the month is over. And this is a hidden community card. In a select few of my decks, you'll see a group of people that are basically connected to these 8 wands. So make sure that you're taking time to communicate, collaborate, and not just sort of get lost in the shuffle. Overall, loving this as your past energy. As we take a look at what's coming through right here and right now, we have the Four of Wands. The Four of Wands is reversed. So, as I was just saying in the previous card where those wands were connected to people, sometimes we forget the importance of spending time with the people that we love, but also forging new relationships. This is about quality over quantity. It's not how many, it's how deep those relationships run. With the Four of Wands in the reverse position, sometimes you're setting up the foundation for a better partner to come in. A friend, a business partner, a connection, a mentor, maybe a lover too. But it's basically saying the work that you're doing on yourself has set the stage, but they're not here yet. How soon? is up to you and also up to them. So continue putting in the work. In your existing relationships, you have the capacity to level them up as well. And I guess the main takeaway with this in the reverse position is to just be very mindful of who you spend your time with. There should be reciprocity. This is the BFF card, best friends forever. Someone who has your back through thick and thin, through better and through worse. A lot of times that's a partner, but it can also be a soulmate, a friend, or even a beloved pet, just like Apollo. There's one more download before we go on to the next card. Music often is a way that I connect to mediumship, and what I'm hearing in my head is an old Stevie Wonder song, I Just Called to Say I Love You. And even though it seems a little sappy and, it's whatever, it's actually a really great metaphor and a great thing to do in your life. So maybe there's a friend who you haven't talked to in a while, a family member that you've been meaning to connect with. You could send them a text today and just say, hey, I'm thinking of you. How you doing? Or better yet, I love you. Let's talk soon. How does next week work? You can actually be as much, driving this as you want to, but check in with someone that you care about. And random acts of kindness are not to be underestimated. So if you just happen to be out and about and someone makes your day, let them know. Express the love, because sometimes people are waiting to receive it and you have to, step into the role and model the behavior. All right, as we take a look at the future card, fantastic. This has an imminent energy, like right here, right now, and it's also a very active Three of Wands. In the traditional Three of Wands, we see someone standing up on a hill, watching the ships come in, but not doing anything to meet the ships halfway. In this card, we actually have the message that you are the ship. You can be the opportunity, the ship, the person, you can do it all, or she might be meeting someone else out there. But suffice it to say, she's not waiting for opportunity to come knocking. She's out there in front of the door, ready, because she knows it's going to happen. So be certain, be ready, and be the early bird so that you can be the one to enjoy all that wants to come through. Three of Wands also invites you to look in all directions and dimensions, because sometimes we have blinders on and we expect it to only happen at a certain time, in a certain shape or form, and it can be far more than that. Now is the time. Be open, keep your eyes and ears peeled, and stay positive, knowing that it could, and it probably is, happening as we speak. All right, we're going to expand this forecast and look a little deeper at health, wealth, love, and destiny. Health, wealth, love, destiny. Let's get started with your health, mind, body, and spirit. So, time to get moving, literally and figuratively. For those of you that might work at a desk job like I do, or might just be sort of too stationary, this is about allowing yourself to get out into the world, to breathe, to move your body. If there's any sort of soreness or stiffness from inactivity, find a way to gently start moving yourself. Another thing that we're seeing with respect to health could be actually a move for the better. So if there's a toxic environment, whether it's a relationship or a living situation, or you just feel like you've outgrown something, the Six of Swords is moving. And the other thing with this is release. So there may be some things in your life that you're ready finally to let go of, which connects to the channeled messages. Pack lightly. With the Six of Swords, there's only so much that this boat can carry. It's just like the Fool card. When we make a change in our life, whether it's moving, traveling, or just leveling up, because this can be leveling up at work or in a relationship, we want to release the baggage, the mental baggage, the emotional baggage, and actually the physical things that we have around us. Less is more. And if you are doing some traveling for work or for pleasure, make sure that you pace yourself. Because what I did pick up on in my channeled imagery that I saw before this was stormy weather. So look at the weather forecast. There may be a delay in, we're not even looking at this, but this is what's coming through. So that's how mediumship works. Buy travel insurance. Make sure that tickets can be rescheduled. And in your life, don't freak out if there's a storm or if there's a delay. It's probably there for the betterment of you. There's going to be something better that comes through because you're being repositioned. This is a common thread that I've been picking up on in many signs. And the last thing here, when we're looking at health, this has to do with like taking the helm, taking the reins, and saying, I'm steering my health and my life. If there's been someone in your life that's made all the decisions, it feels like you're stepping into the decision-making role. And this includes getting other opinions. Maybe there's a doctor who's too controlling, or there's a family member that has too many opinions. You're doing the research, you're making the final call. It's your life, it's your body, it's your health, it's your future. But the good thing with the Six of Swords is movement, release, moving on, moving up, moving out. It's all good. Now, we have a pivotal card coming through in the next category, which is wealth. And the previous sign had the same message here, which was death and rebirth. So get ready for some changes in your career. Some of you might be quitting a job. Maybe you're decided to retire. This can also be things that are happening out of your control, like being made redundant, being laid off, or a company that's been bought or sold. The transformation is underway. It's not a question of if, but when. There is something to be gained by the change. This card accurately shows death and rebirth as two sides of the same coin. When you're allowed to release something and step away from it, then something better comes through. You might be moving actually for a job or for a relationship, deciding to, maybe your partner got a transfer, or you want to make a change for the better, and it involves a physical move from one location to another, but also maybe a change in career or status, like relationship status. Multiple changes at once. This is also a feeling of being stuck, but realizing that you don't have to be. So when we're children, when we're young adults, we set upon the sort of path that we think will work. And sometimes, I mentioned this metaphor in my own life. I climbed the ladder, not all the way to the top, but I got far enough on the corporate ladder that I knew I didn't like the view. So I decided to go to a different destination. I was like, let's get off the ladder or go to another ladder. Like, let's find another direction, another dimension, because this isn't it. You're allowed to change your mind. You're only as stuck as you imagine yourself to be, within reason. So imagine a different path and a different outcome and ask yourself, what else? What if? Get into the what if energy, okay? In existing jobs, it's time to look at growth potential. For students, you're not constrained to one path. For retirees, sometimes life begins when you release the old working ways and you're like, now I can do whatever I want. And if you're looking for work, it might be difficult, but you might also need to look in a new direction, which we saw with this, okay? So wherever you might find yourself in the spectrum, you're going to be okay, okay? Now let's take a look at love and relationships and see what Spirit has to say here. All right, I continue to see this card as well. The Five of Swords came through for a couple of signs in a similar position. So it's reversed, which means that you can see it coming. The Five of Swords in relationships is a warning. And again, when I'm looking at the high level, I'm looking at all types of people in your life. There could be people that just aren't ready to listen and make a change. And as an intuitive, as a sensitive person, as a friend or a person that loves them, you can oftentimes see what's best, but until they're ready, and unless they're ready, don't waste your breath. They're not ready to receive, they're not ready to change, and you've got to focus on your own path and your own life as well. This can be the inner saboteur that's sitting on your shoulder and is deflating your own ego, saying, basically repeating and echoing old teachings that no longer hold validity, saying that you're not good enough, ready enough, smart enough, whatever, and it's just fear or old patterns. And we're repatterning and reprogramming. So Control-Alt-Delete that. Delete it is the key thing, and make room for something else. And I always like to question this and say, why can't I? You know what? I will. I am. And I'm going to show you how. So get stubborn in the best possible ways when it comes to that. All right, looking at it, we're going to briefly drill into relationships for just a second. If you're partnered, tell the truth. Because what we see here is, for many of you, the ability to go much deeper in the relationship, but there may be a fear of like, well, what if they don't love me, or what if I can't get this out? Just be accountable, be authentic, and be honest. The vulnerability is hard, but it's important in a relationship. If there's someone around you that doesn't listen well, you could try offering that feedback and just say, I really just need a friend. I just need you to listen. And if I need or want your advice, I'll let you know. You might have to create some boundaries like that. Or say, I listen to you, it's my turn now. Like, it's not entitled, it's balancing out the energy, okay? Otherwise, I do think partnerships are okay, particularly when I'm looking at the core energy here, okay? There might be some big changes in work or in health, and that could create a little bit of a headache and some arguments, but you can bridge this gap together. You can get through this. Don't let things that are out of your control get in the way. This can also just be someone around you that's stirring the pot, and by all means, just create better boundaries in that situation. If you're single and looking, can you find someone? Absolutely. You're probably going to be calling in a deep soul connection. The death card is connected to past life karma. So is the Six of Swords. You might also be connecting with someone who's deeply intuitive. And in my mind's eye, I saw a lot of water, and I'm getting Scorpio energy as well, probably connected to this too. Like, so Scorpio with a past life connection. So be ready for that and know that it could feel a little bumpy. It's going to be important for you to take your time and not go head first, okay? Can you find someone? Yes, but it's intense. Let's just put it that way. It's intense, and it could be karmic. If you're single and happy, good for you. I really feel like you can put so much energy into personal development, career development, and exploring the world if you want to, because we have a lot of travel cards and a lot of changing energy in career and personal growth. So let the focus be there. All right, now let's take a look at destiny. Destiny's pretty good, my friends. It shows that you're on the heels of success, because the card right before this is the Six of Wands. Seven of Wands comes through when people want more time, more energy, more attention from you. And you only have so much to give. So be discerning and say no when necessary. That's part of the Seven of Wands. And don't get bothered. I love that she's in a yogi sort of pose, and she's almost in the crystal ball from the High Priestess. She's not losing track of what's important. She's connecting with the heart and the solar plexus. She's standing up for herself. I want this. I don't want that. I'm not going to let this bother me. You can say no. You can push back. Also, you don't have to explain yourself to everybody. It's none of their business. This is your life. So I'm doing this card whenever it needs to come through. I'd like to now take a look at a catalyst and see what the catalyst message is before we go into blessings and blocks. It's a little different this month. Different can be good. This is a fascinating catalyst. So let me just get back to the main screen here. So for your catalyst, you have anomaly. Something isn't the way that you thought it would be. I'm thinking of like a glitch in the Matrix. If you look at the original Matrix movie, there's a little black cat that shows up twice. Here we have like an albino crow. There's something or someone that you didn't expect. That's a good thing. It's showing you that you're in the throes of either a big sign from the universe, a big synchronicity, a big shift. It's okay for your life to turn out differently than you planned, because that's life. It's never going to be picture perfect. Also, if you can lean into the thing that makes you stand out and use that in a positive way, that's your gift for the world too. Celebrate your differentness. I might be making up a word there, but I like it. Your uniqueness. And pay attention to the little blips when you're like, this doesn't seem right, or that's exactly what I should be focusing on. Those incontrovertible signs and signals are the universe winking at you and waving at you so that you can get into that Three of Wands energy that we just saw. All right, now let's look at a blessing and a block. Blessing, block. Okay, they're good. They're great. The blessing, we have the Ace of Swords coming through. You've got some great ideas coming through. Capture them. The Ace of Swords, I connect with writing and journaling and speaking and taking action. But we see this deep sort of stairwell going into her crown chakra. And it's almost like a ram that I see here too. So it's the action and the pushing through, letting that thought get all the way through the noise, because you owe it to yourself to see this through, okay? You just need to follow up and follow through on an idea. The block could be good. So there may be new love. There could be family and friends that are coming into your life that want some of your time. The answer for this is you don't have to say yes to everything. You can also push things out a week. Say, I can't do this, but how about next Tuesday or next Friday or like whatever. Like, find something that's mutually beneficial. You don't have to bend and flip backwards for everything. This can also be your family pushing you to commit to something that you're not ready to commit to, whether it's marriage or something that just makes them happy. You get to be happy too. But as a surprising energy, a twist and a turn that could have a positive sort of effect on your life, there might be someone that you meet that connects you to something great. There could be a really fun party, a really great connection, and it provides a bit of a distraction. So don't lose track of your goals. And that's part of this too. Make sure that you're balancing the fun, the work, all of it. It doesn't have to be all or nothing, okay? Now, I'm sure you have one final question. Go ahead and ask that to Spirit, and let's pull a card and see what your guides have to say. It's good. We have the Eight of Pentacles. If you ask me a yes or no, it's a yes. The Eight of Pentacles in the reverse position carries with it a couple of caveats. One is read the fine print. This is someone who typically we see someone hammering out the details. So there might be something in the fine print that you missed or forgot, and you want to make sure that you know it, you're comfortable with it, and if there's any changes that need to be made, you make them. This is a card of learning. So if you want to go back to school, if you want to teach yourself something, however you want to go about it, great time to do that. I mentioned earlier that you need an outlet. Arts, crafts, writing, journaling. This is a productive card, and it's finding a way to channel the energy into something great. And both of these cards, the Eight of Wands and the Eight of Pentacles, show like channeling and putting the energy into something worthwhile. This can also be finishing something that you didn't finish before. Going back to school, going back to a to-do list, wrapping up those loose ends. So all of what I just said, plus a yes if you were looking for a yes, no, but follow through on your commitments. That's one thing that's important, okay? That, my friends, is everything for this end of month checkpoint. I hope you enjoyed it. It was my honor and pleasure to be here. If you did like this, do me a favor, subscribe if you're brand new. I do this every month. Like the video if you've always watched and just never kind of liked it. It's very helpful. Leave a comment below, let me know what resonated the most. You can also sign up for my newsletter on my website. My website, by the way, is nicholasashbaugh.com. From there, you can give back with a donation on PayPal. You can book a private reading if you'd like to. Also, all of my official social media links can be found on the website. And if you'd like to give back right here, you can do so with a super sticker and also by becoming a member. And that, my friends, is everything for this end of month checkpoint. I hope you're doing well. We'll get the next round out earlier. Thank you for your time and for your patience. I appreciate it. Take care. Bye-bye.